Hey, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm making a really sweet little bag for my sister actually. And it has a lovely, lovely paper from Victoria Designs, and I will link that below. This little bag is for the challenge over at Cut It Up, and our sponsor there is the Cutting Cafe. And this little bag cut and topper comes from them, and again it'll all be linked in the box below. I've already imported the pieces into Cricut Design Space and sized them to the size I liked and cut them. It does put your score marks in. However, this cardstock is really heavy cardstock, so I wanted to deepen those lines a little bit so it would make folding a little bit easier and I could get a crisper crease in there. This paper also is pretty thick, so all I'm doing is just rescoring along the lines, making them just a little deeper. I'm trying really hard to stay right on the lines that the Cricut embossed for me. And it's not hard to do. I just line it up on the scoreboard and then start folding. Use my bone folder to put those in, burnish those lines, folds, and then once that's all done, I'll be ready to start inking those. Now, I like to ink them just because I like a little more finished edge to it. But before I do that, I'm going to put just little itty bitty score lines partway down on the sides. You saw me sort of fold this box, put the box together temporarily, and then squeeze those sides in. This will make it really squeezed together. I'm going to get out some double score tape here and just go right along this tab, getting it as close as I can to the crease without infringing upon it, because I want to make sure I keep that crease in so that I get a nice sharp corner on my little box. All right, I'm going to fold in the sides, and as I fold it in, I'm looking to try to keep it as square as possible. Before I actually glue in that side, I'm going to go ahead and add just a little strip of that same tape to one strip or one tab of the bottom of the box. I'm going to go ahead and ink up my edges, which we talked about before. Now you'll notice that I'm inking all of the bottom edge, but I'm also folding up the box and I'm inking both sides on the sides of those seams. That gives it just that finished look all the way around. I think especially for this, since it's sort of a Victorian kind of shabby chic sort of look, I like a lot of ink on it. Time to put this box together. I'm going to remove the little liner from the tape, and I'm going to add Fabri-Tac over the double-sided tape. The double-sided tape will grab really fast, and if I've made an error when I place this, which I'm notorious for doing, especially on boxes, then I'm stuck because it really grabs. And in this case, I forgot to ink that edge, and I would have been really sad had I been stuck. But I wasn't, because I put the glue over the tape. It gave me wiggle room. I could take it off real quick, ink up that edge really dark, and it sort of saved the day for me. To do the same thing on this bottom flap, remove the liner, add a little bit of glue, and push it into place. Again, you'll see me just slightly move that right there. I just slightly moved it, and had the tape grabbed, I couldn't have done that. Here's another little hint. When you have a bag like this, you can use a long stamping block and put it down there and put it in there and kind of get it flattened out. I'm going to go ahead and ink up the bow. It always amazes me what these bows look like. They look like little swimsuit tops, sort of. But anyway, I inked both sides, the top and bottom of this bow. And now I'm taking this it's kind of a flat pen, but it's round, but it's flat. How should I say that? There are no ridges on it or anything. So it's really nice for rolling this bow. I don't really have another way to say that, I guess. Rolling the bow, does that make sense? Yeah, I guess it does. All right, so now I'm going to take a little bit of double-sided tape, and I used a little bit of glue, put that together, and then I put this paper clip on it. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit of this tape and glue to the bag topper. Now, don't do what I did. I went a little bit too far. The bag is not quite as wide as the topper. That makes sense, right? So when I did this, I got my glue a little bit far out on the sides. Don't do that. You don't want to do that. It wasn't a horrible thing, and I got it. There you can see it kind of sticks over. It's not a horrible thing. I just came in with a little baby wipe and just wiped part of that away, and then just pushed part of the tape with my finger, and you're going to see me do that here in a minute. And it was fine. It worked out just fine. It definitely was not a loss or anything. So if you make that mistake, here's a way to sort of correct it. I'm just going to lay the bag in and push it down into the back of the bag topper. And now it's in. Now, I could glue this together at this point, but obviously I don't have a gift in there. So I'm going to choose to use some of these sticky Velcro backs. And I never use a whole one. None of my projects are ever big enough to merit a whole one. So I'm going to use this one that's already been cut in half. I placed the two pieces together, but as you can see, they come right apart. And now all I have to do is stick it on the actual bag, then close the little bow, the little bag topper, and now that's stuck in place. And it comes right up. So I thought that worked out pretty well. This way I can put my goodies in there and the bag is reusable. All I have left to do is just add the little blue bow to the front. And I decided to add a little satin flower in the middle. It was just in my stash and I thought, ooh, that looks very time period correct for this bag. So I was happy that I found it in my stash. Adding a little bit of tape here to the back, and then I'll add glue, and I will just place it right on the little bag topper. Okay, this sort of brings this project to a close. Usually my projects have gems on them, and I usually end with gems, but I'm going to end with this little satin ribbon bow. Thanks for joining me today. This was such a fun project. I'm going to leave you all the details about it in the box below. So if you're looking for, the papers that I used, or you're looking for this box cut, which is so cute and easy to make, as you saw, you will easily be able to find that. If you have any questions, leave them for me below. I love to hear your comments and questions. And I will get back with you in the next video. Have a great week. Bye.